we as a collective, American citizens, as a community, we owe yet another group of people our heartfelt apologies for yet another mass shooting. No more thoughts and prayers or nonsense. We owe a true apology. We're sorry. Period. But as usual, just a day and a half later, out on social media, all the stupid memes. Why do you need to own that gun? I don't own that gun. Why do you need to own any gun? I don't own any guns. You will not take my guns to It's the same rhetoric every fucking time. Over and over and over again. Over 20 plus years. The same argument, the same rhetoric. I'm going to shut that down. Every one of you is an idiot that makes either of those arguments. And I'm going to explain why it doesn't fucking matter. The argument you're having with each other is irrelevant. And every one of you should know that if you attended high school in an American public high school. 2/3, 2/3, 2/3. I fucking remember. I took civics in 10th grade. Most of you took it in 10th or 11th grade. How do you not remember it? 2/3 of Congress must pass a congressional amendment to send it to the states for ratification. 2/3, in some states, 3/4 of their state legislature must approve and pass the constitutional amendment ratification. And then 2/3 of the states in this country must all agree for any amendment to the Constitution. Period. Nobody's taking anybody's guns. Shut up. No one is taking anyone's guns. Shut up. Can we please talk about real solutions for a change? Seriously? Can we talk about real facts? Finland has the same gun ownership per capita as we do. Fact. They don't have the problems we do. Why do they not have the problems we do? They have a whole different psyche than we do, probably. That's probably it. Because they don't have the other issues that go along, let alone the mass shootings. Oh, we can't really compare them then because they don't have the same psyche. I've made that argument myself. I have. You can't necessarily compare us to somebody that doesn't have the mental issues that we have. And we have mental issues, to be sure. As a collective, we got a lot of people with mental issues. But you know, there actually is another country that's kind of like us. They have been a British colony. They have their own version of Fox News, owned by the same clown family. In fact, Sky News in their country is ABC, CBS, NBC, all rolled into one. They are their own BBC. They're massive in comparison to Fox News. Sky News rules their country the same way Fox tries to rule here. They have, as a result, the same white angry man syndrome. They have the same racism problems. They have the same religious problems. They have all of it, just like we do. And they don't have the mass shootings we do. If you guessed Australia, good for you, because Murdoch actually was an Australian. Shouldn't even own Fox News. We didn't used to allow people of non-natural born citizenship to own a major news source in the United States of America. But as soon as we did, 6 months later, boy, that guy owned that, didn't he? And to no surprise, that's why we're not talking about anything but arguing over something none of you can change anyway. Australia is a pretty good change compared to us. They require licensing and registration and background checks and 28-day waiting periods. Oh, yes, I know you want to argue over that. You don't want the government to know you have guns. They might come and take them away from you illegally. Again, 2A, which is your whole argument, usually. You can't use it for the opposite. And you're an idiot who's already told everybody in social media that you own weapons. You're taking pictures of them with yourself. You're bragging all the time your opinion about owning guns anyway. The FBI already has a dossier on you. The FBI has a dossier on anyone that's served in the military or that's been in law enforcement. And any one of us that ever says anything hokey, they have something. And despite your own personal opinions of how important you are, most of those folders, now they're electronic files, but picture the old style manila folder. You open it up, you have one page, says harmless idiot. Okay, it's probably nicer than that, but the conclusion basically says harmless idiot. Again, nicer than that, but I'm just calling a spade a spade. They have 28-day background check waits. Not 3, not 7, 28. 28 days, do you think it might allow people enough time to second guess wanting to kill themselves with a gun, kill others with a gun? If they're adults, of course, because children aren't supposed to be buying guns in this country. They also have a registry, a database that their national law enforcement uses, Again, the dossiers the FBI already has, but we don't allow a database where law enforcement can easily verify quickly that you've had a background check, you cleared it. They can verify that you're still in your same normal state. Things haven't changed for you. Double check legal things, and boom, you can have your gun again. You can have your new gun. Who cares? We don't have that. Hell, we've completely taken those rails off. We won't even allow it. They have storage laws, requirements that gun owners have safes that they keep locked, keep their ammo locked separately from the guns. Make sure that the safes are locked down, mounted, so they can't just be picked up and carried off. Seriously. They sound like simple, responsible adult moves. Yeah, we know that's not happening. Or 74% of all school mass shootings wouldn't come from family members. The guns come from the family members in 74% of the instances, 65% from the parents. Obviously, they're not locked up properly. Common sense has flown out that window. Well, Australia made common sense law. You will keep it locked up. You will have proper storage. You will act responsible. Sounds reasonable to me. They also have training requirements. In this country, in those states that like to brag they have open carry, there's no training requirements. Zero. Where they have eliminated CCPs, big fat zero training requirement. Now, all of us like to pretend that we believe that everybody is a responsible adult would act like a responsible adult. And yet, I'm seeing memes of two groups of people arguing nonstop over something they can't change anyway because they're too stupid to remember their 10th grade, 11th grade civics class. So perhaps having laws that require you to be responsible and act with common sense aren't such a nonsense idea. Maybe requiring you to have so much training to buy a certain weapon, to buy any gun, is a good idea. Seems to be working in Australia. Huh. The other thing that we don't do, and Australia hasn't even had to deal with this, because they don't have the mass shootings we do. Georgia got it right this time. We charge the parents. We charge the people those guns belong to. Mass shooters that are adults, they're usually using their own guns that they obtained legally. But school shootings, those parents supply 65%. Step parents, grandparents, uncles supply an additional 9%. 74% of families in this country, of mass shooters. Let those kids have those guns. Personally, I think that second-degree and manslaughter charges are too nice for that father in Georgia. I already made it clear, I think that those Michigan parents should be doing life with no parole. Accountability. We love in the United States of America to talk about accountability. But when we talk about it in a fleeting manner. We talk about our rights and accountability for those that would take our rights. We never talk about rights and the responsibilities that go with those rights. No one's taking the guns. No one is flipping the 2A. So ironic that a lot of you will cite this imaginary crazy fascist government while you also are on the side of the Manifesto for Leadership that literally is talking about creating a fascist government that you supposedly are worried about. You are literally so benign in your thinking that you can't see that you're on the side that wants to create the environment you're afraid of, supposedly. We want rights. We need to take responsibility. And clearly, a shit ton of people don't take proper responsibility for the right to own a weapon. We need to put guardrails up. And if you guys stop arguing over that nonsense argument rhetoric that means Absolutely nothing. Maybe you can think about what I just said about Australia, and maybe we can start talking about solutions. Please think for a change. Peace.